Hello, and thanks for joining us on this month's special edition Siege Invitational Battle Report on Tried and True. If you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing to the channel and keep up to date on our BatRep and podcast releases. If you would like to support the channel directly, a link to our Patreon can be found in the video description below. Our match today was recorded using the 2024 Steamroller Rules Scenario 3 Wolves at Our Heels. Welcoming back to Tried and True from Minority Report Warmachine podcast is Damon. He has brought a 100-point legacy rule guard army led by Ossrum. Please discuss your list choices and strategy going into the game.
Hey, this is Damon from the Minority Report. Filming a bat wrap from the Siege Invitational 2024. Very excited to be here. I decided to pull out the Rhulets for this event, running Ossrum with a driller, 3 gunners, gun bunnies as we like to call them, 2 toilet bowls, also known as the siege crawler, Bamfist, Gudrun the Wasted, Stonelord Godor, say that 3 times fast, Thor, Hammerfall high shield gun with the attachment, 3 units of Forge Guard, and a unit of Arcanist Corpse. My command cards were Careful Reconnaissance, Hit and Run, Old Faithful, Power Swell, and True Inspiration. The whole idea behind this list is to the incursion. The toilet bows can keep the Forge Guards strong at full strength, keep them going. With Ossrum feet, getting Weapon Master Forge Guard across the table to keep my opponent at bay while I score, or just get a caster kill, whichever comes first.
Welcoming for the first time on the channel is commissioned painter and Texas meta player Tiger. He has brought a 100-point legacy Blindwater congregation army led by the Lord of Blood, Barnabas. Please tell us about what you brought today.
Hi, I'm Tiger. I play with the group Squatch Machine out of East Texas, commissioned painter out of East Texas with Tiger's Den paint. I brought Blindwater congregation to the siege, and for this game brought Barnabas with 2 wrestlers, a spitter for some ranged. We brought a unit of posse with the Crawtooth captain. Brought 2 witch doctors to get some movement shenanigans going on. Brought croak raiders with some croak trappers. The under Chief Meyer with the swamp horror. Try to get that used to take that and use it on the one side. Hold that side for me. Quack and Glub to give some more movement shenanigans. Bellows crew, probably the best 1 point holding objective solo or unit. And then Bone Shrine help with some fury management. Command cards were Breakthrough, Grave Robbing, Hit and Run, Infiltration, and Power Swell. Main part of the list was to essentially have 2 kind of hard-hitting mobile sides of the board. Barnabas with his battle group kind of going up the middle, and then all the croaks on a flanking side to control that area.
Can the Lord of Blood, along with his mudslinging croaks and gators, repel an invading Rhulic force of battle engines and warjacks commanded by General Ossrum? Let's get to the table and roll off.
So we set up the table as a fishing village. We had a pond at the bottom of the bottom. We had 2 obstructions with the buildings. The platform beside the lake or the pond was considered elevation. Then the top lake was as a hazard for corrosion. We're playing the Wolves on Hill with the objectives. I did win the roll off, and Blindwater decided to go first. And there is a unit of croak raiders down here at the bottom that was deployed as advanced deploy, but it's just barely off screen. So I decided to run majority of the croaks forward. The trappers ran towards the pond first. The hunter trying to come up behind them. The Undermire chief, he ran into the tall grass and then cast Caustic Mist to give the Croak Raiders give them a cloud to hide behind. Up here by the house is a bone shrine. It advanced deploys as well. It's immobile, so it just stays there. It gives out one free focus a turn. Move the bellows crew up, get them in position to do what they need to do, and then ran the posse on the top of the table, hoping that they would kind of take that side and hold it for me. Hopefully get that objective as it moves forward.
When I saw all the frogs running towards the lake, I knew it was going to be a party. I didn't know what kind of party it was going to be, but I knew it was going to be one.
Well, you know, they had some revenge on mine because they were not doing so well that weekend. Everybody was wanting frog legs. So the Bokor over here, he seasoned the gumbo in the spiritual cauldron there with seasoned the sauce and passed off the corpses to Barney. I don't know why the canned little smokies decided to come on down to the fishing village and ruin our little party over here.
Well, we heard there was fried frog legs. That's what we had to come to see for ourselves.
Oh, there was plenty of them. Barney's biggest thing, he cast Blackest Night pretty much every turn. He gives a 10-inch aura of -1 to attacks. It very useful. The skeleton or the corpses that he gets from season the sauce, it empowers him. It gives him +1 to his mat and +1 to armor, and he can hold up to 3 corpses. He can get max of +3. He'll also use those corpses for his little 3 shield guards. They are solos now. They move a lot easier. You keep him within 3, he gets a free shield guard, and they have Dark Shroud. You move them up, it'll give -2 armor. Love them. They're expendable. Use them, throw them away, bring them back next turn, season the sauce some more, bring back some more.
So my turn, if you probably noticed me, I was pre-measuring everything because I knew it was going to be a problem unpacking the north side of the table with the toilet bowl. I don't know how I feel about that. And two full units. Knowing that with the Gatorman Posse, with Bloodthirst, their threat is pretty crazy against living. So I knew I was going to have to be compact, but at the same time with a huge base model. I was really asking myself, what am I going to do over here? But I think I finally figured it out. Put the Forge Guard up first. Get the Siege Crawler up in position. And then I was going with the plans of moving the High Guard behind them for some range. There's so much meat in the middle of that table. I really wish the table would allow for me to put both of the Siege Crawlers center, but with that big house, it just wasn't possible. So it was a great choice for you to, or a bad choice for me to choose this side, I think, since you went first, right? So I chose this side. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, what was I doing? But yeah, just unpacking, getting ready. I knew that I outranged you, so it was really all about just setting up for turn 2. making sure I didn't put something into threat. As you can see, I'm moving pretty much everything except for my caster. I think that's what I'm about to do now. Actually, I just casted Energizer, which allows my caster, his battle group, to advance 2 inches. I cast Snipe. I just cast Snipe on the Siege Crawler in the center. Bullet Dodger on myself. Right now I'm just checking control area because I'm pretty sure next turn is going to be a feat. And I use Precision Strike as his battle plans that help me unpack this army a little bit more, which allows me to move through Rhul models.
Precision Strike is essentially the new, Tactician now.
Yeah, but it's actually better because Tactician allows friendly faction models to move through where Precision Strike, friendly faction where Precision Strike allows for friendly models to move through. So it's actually a little bit better by the wording of it. That Forge Guard in the middle, that's my honor guard. I'm like, get up front, protect me, save me, and threaten either side of that forest because I'm definitely not going to put them in there where you can see them. It really was just a lot of staging, making sure that I was protected. I think a lot of people sleep on the range of the spitter with continuous fire and everything like that. I didn't want to give you any easy shots with that as well, which I moved Banfist up. He did oh goodness, I forgot what his power is called, where it's +2 defense against range and blast resistance. And then Gudrun moves up, so for easy shield guard over in that area as well. These Forge Guard, to me, this was like the really sneakiest thing that I did, which was set them up to get into you later.
So here we had noticed the cache was misplaced, and it got moved over to into the lake itself. So I know I was over there with the posse. I really didn't want them getting alpha striked with weapon masters. So I left them there in preparation for turn 3 to return and contest that piece when it moved up. They were a little full from eating, I guess. They wanted to take a nap. Then I started.
Kept me honest.
Yeah, I like them. They do some work. I brought that witch doctor, so I didn't forget her in deployment line again. Gave the turtle some ghost walk. Seasoned the sauce some more. Wasn't to our tasting just yet. And then we move this witch doctor, give out ghost walk some more. And ghost walk saves my gator so often. 2 people are going to move freely for at least a turn, so I can't go without them. Move him up. And then he ends up, I believe, rowling for 2. I was trying to calculate Fury here because you kind of gave me a wild eye later. Checking how far that second wrestler will run. Moved him up. Yeah, there he is. He's trying to. Fury management is way different than just passing out focus at the beginning of turn. You gotta prep for a lot. I put counterblast over on the snapping or the ironback spitter. Anybody that moves within 5, he gets to do a free ranged attack, and then I rile him up. Kind of give me some fury for the next turn. The Croak Raiders down here, they decide it's time to go take a swim. When they're in the water, they get +2 because of concealment, because they're amphibious. Once they gain concealment, they get prowl, so then they're stealth. Previously didn't have that. They previously had gang, but they don't make it. They don't really make it to combat that often. So honestly, I feel Prowl's a lot better for them than gang. It helps keep them from the gun lines. Let them deliver their flaming sticks with. They got a little combo. You got to throw an oil gourd. You hit something, it blasts out, and you throw the fire sticks. Their boosted damage rolls at a POW 10 or POW 11, and they might actually take something out with 4 of them. So they were coming for the revenge. I know that much. Undermire's moving up. Ursula, the swamp horror, she moved up onto elevation. Plan was, I figured the Croak Raiders would get charged. I'll bring Ursula in and she'll clean up the board and take that side for me. Move some. Oh, Barney's coming up. This is where you gave me that weird eye, D Boogie. I go ahead and cast Hunter's Mark on your toilet bowl over there, and you're very confused. I'm trying to manage my fury over here.
I was like, okay, what are you doing? You completely threw me off the game with that move.
Yeah. Quack and Glub, the bestest Croak sorcerer there is. He runs up and he casts Enliven on both my wrestlers. Give them some movement shenanigans. You get to hit them once, and then they get to do a walk. And I believe that was. I was changing my focus, my fury over to color coordinated so I can keep it tracked easier.
Yeah, so one thing that you did that really was a good move is that cosmic mist in front of the trappers. And I don't know if you saw me with the laser. I was looking to see how deep into the Croaks I could get with the Forge Guard on the south end of the board. I worked out that I could see the back Croak, the back one, and just run through the cosmic mist. Charge through the cosmic mist. So I was happy with that. Train up the table. There's probably a period right here where I'm sitting here, probably spending a lot more time playing with focus in my hands and making moves, because I was like, do I keep bullet dodge or do I let it drop? I'm like, okay, I'll let it drop. I'm gonna hotbox snipe. So I'm going back and forth, because your the way you unpat was pretty unique, and I didn't know where the pain was going to come from, so I didn't know what I needed to hurt first. So I'm doing a whole lot of pre-measuring. There's only one thing about this turn that I was real confident about, is that I was going to pop feet.
I mean, you didn't have to.
Well, no, I did. I don't talk.
It's optional. It's always optional.
That is very true. So I moved Govin over, gave the Forge Guard March. Desperate Pace is what I gave him. So +2 movement, which makes those doors ridiculously fast during the feet turn, because now their 4 goes up to 6. Feet takes them up to 9. They charge 12 with a 2-inch reach, so 14-inch threat. And that's what I'm measuring now, seeing how far can I go. Can I get close enough to your objective to contest it, and where those tats are going to go. Once I determined it, I knew what was going to happen there. Now I'm pre-measuring for the gun bunny to walk up and take your cachet. I have no idea what you're asking, what I'm asking. But it was really about trying to grab as many control points as I can and minimize your counter punch. So right now I think I'm looking to see where Ossrum's going to go. Where's he going to go? Where is he going to be safe? Where can I go to hit the feet where I needed to hit? So I spent a lot of time looking at that, because the last thing I want on me as a wrestler, I don't care who you are, they will eat you.
Yeah, even if they don't cast an Animus of Rage, that POW 17 bite with the Mat 7 is, I mean, it'll just eat through a lot.
Yeah, so I knew that the gun buddy didn't need my feet, so I'm like, let me go ahead and move up and take a pop shot with his powerful attack gun, and I managed to take off the
That Bocor.
stir. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, no more stewing for you, and you're like, no, it can still make corpses. I'm like, boo. So I just killed the guy.
No, but so his other thing is that he has spirit lash or something. It's essentially kind of like gallows, but without the Bocor, it can't move. It stays put.
Oh, so there was some benefit in that, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I think it's a 10-inch spectral lash, and it'll pull a D6 in. It's a it doesn't come up that often with Barney. It just seasons the sauce. But if it is a unit, it can contest stuff. So making it immobile is very effective. You took a piece out with one shot, so
I take it. So I'm on Ossrum. My pop feet. I cast Energizer. It only really mattered for one model, which is the gun bunny up top, so he can walk across. Because Ostrum's feet also gives +3 speed. Pathfinder gives gun bunny the opportunity to walk up, grab the cachet, and he gave me nothing as far as for the driller initially, because with Enliven, I just did not want to charge in there and hit you once and you walk away from me, and I'm sitting there with a sad face. So I'm, believe it or not, I'm still on Ostrum's turn. I've done all this, but I haven't moved them yet. And so I think I seriously am just still sitting here trying to figure out how to unpack all this, knowing what I'm doing with the flank models, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with this center stuff. So here comes the Forge Guard, going as deep as I possibly can. And I think I kind of surprised you with this, because I was trying to see if I can charge the model I can see, but also engage the Swamp Horror. And I put as many attacks onto the Swamp Horror as I possibly could. I had a question about that, because it was something I guess I misunderstood, because I thought you only got charge attacks on the charged unit, not everything around it. And we kind of had that discussion there. Yeah, so what happens is the charging model, I have to choose a unit that I'm charging. That charging model charges that model, but any model unit that ends in his melee range counts as being charged as well. So that's why that placement was very important to me. That charging model had to go into the Croats, but the rest of them can attack whatever they're in melee with. So that's where I just started loading up on him as much as I could.
And you have the weapon mastery, but she's got impervious flesh, so you're back down to just 3 dice on her when you damage.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to get out of this, but I was really hoping to kill her, which did not happen. I think I ended up knocking out her spirit and doing some significant damage, but she was still pretty much good to go after all these dice rolls.
Yeah, you had her pretty well. Her spirit was knocked out. I had to deal with that there afterwards.
Yeah, it's a perfect opportunity. Like, this is like one of the times where you like miss savagery. It's like, man, I need savagery in my list, but I was okay with it. They were mainly there to tie you up, put some damage there, keep the Swamp Horror on that side of the table, and most importantly, contest your objective in the scoring turn. I tell you, those as I'm pointing at them, I was like, how am I going to deal with those dudes? Because they're stealth, they're concealed. Like, I can't shoot them. So I'm sitting up here thinking right now, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to shoot them off the table, so I'm not going to worry about it. So let's just worry about them later. Let's just go for it. I think I just started cranking damage into the front foremost wrestler. I think I did decent with the attacks that I have. Yeah, because now you're enlivened closer. I think your
It was to try and get within one, stop a charge, contest that objective, and try to give me some more defense by getting closer into melee, but I didn't make it quite as far. My little short legs don't run as fast as your dwarf legs, obviously.
Just for one turn. You were right there, though. Like, I mean, it wasn't a bad call. You were just a little short to engage the driller. I wasn't expecting a whole lot of damage out of the siege crawler. I just wanted to tap you up a little bit. But once you move forward, it really did give me a better opportunity on what to do with that honor guard in the middle, which was charge. I could see you, so charge kind of behind you with a 2-inch reach, and give me the opportunity to go into both wrestlers at the same time. I had no false security that I was going to kill both of them, but I figure if I could take out one, finish off the one that I damaged a little bit, and do a little bit of damage to the other one, it'd be significant, and it will serve me right later on in the game. So I'm rolling damage.
I was measuring the Blackest Night out for the debuff there.
Yeah, I think what are they, defense 12s?
Their defense 12 takes them to essentially 13.
13s, yeah. Needing 6s to hit. I mean, that's not too shabby.
But they're 19 armor. So
yeah, I think that's dice off 8 with 4 dice. I kind of messed up there because I ended up making one attack, the attack that was closest to the direction that you just enlivened away to. I made that attack first, leaving the last ones with Forged Guard to swing at a witch doctor with a building in a way that I did not hit. So it was like, okay, well, we're here, we're in place, we're feet, we're base to base. So I mean, I think they're armor 22s right now with feet up. So I felt pretty good that at the very least you were going to spend time there trying to clear those out. It wasn't going to be an easy removal. Gun Bunny did just exactly that, moved up 8 inches, took the cachet. Gunner runs up, basically just trying to put him in a position to counter strike because he does hit kind of hard, but more so is to put him in a position to shield guard if anything comes that way. Speaking of the spinner, Siege Crawler walks up and just starts unloading into that posse who's sitting there with stuffed stomachs who didn't want to move last turn. I'm like, yeah, you gotta go. Bloodthirst on those guys, I'm telling you. What is that? They threaten, is it 12 inches with Bloodthirst?
Base 5, 3 to charge, 2 for Bloodthirst.
Yep.
They get +2 to charging living. They got a 2-inch Gator Man staff or stick, something like that. It's a POW 13, 2 inches. So yeah, they move fast. Their little legs move a lot faster.
Right, especially when there's something good and more something tasty in front of them. Those boys are gone. So that's why I'm pre-measured. I'm just trying not to give those Gator Men a target where they can get into, even with feet up, I just want to give myself the opportunity to control where that conflict happens. So now I just moved up the high guard to grab the objective behind the house. It's hitting behind the house, which is it's a 40 millimeter, so a unit scores there. And here I go. Finally, so I'm like, I have an answer. I charge with Arcanist. So, I mean, they're not shabby. I think they're mat 6. They have Battle Wizard. I think I missed with my first attack, which was kind of crummy, but I hit with my second charge, removing him, casting Cleansing Flame, which is an AoE, and another one that's engaged, not with no thought of hitting, just like, let me just hopefully kill with blast damage, which I did. Second charge, I'm like, come on, give it to me. Hit, kill, Battle Wizard, hit, miss, kill with, so there they go, they're gone. I'm like, yeah, that was awesome.
You fried them right up.
They fried with some frog legs. You up there stirring gumbo, I'm up here making fried legs. It worked.
Everybody was hungry today.
It really, it was. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Oh, the gun bunny moves up and takes a shot. I have no. I think. Oh, he was shooting at the wrestler, and the wrestler was like engaged. The wrestler was behind. I think I needed a 13. I think I rolled a 12.
Yeah, he was defense 20, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was
standing behind a wall and engaged by some other dudes.
Yeah, I was like, this is terrible. And as the driller's like, okay, you feeling me, so let me get behind you and sacrifice the bunny, because that thing can get ghost walk and just charge right up.
At that point, you had scored, I think it was 4-1. So I got super excited over here in the bottom. Frogs were like, yes, we're going to get our revenge today. And got a little excited. I'm like, yes, we're going to do this. I can do it. And then I didn't do it in the right order to make it work. So, Undermeyer, he jumped the gun a little bit here, and we went ahead and elasticity the swamp whore. Elasticity will turn their weapons into range 2, so her beak goes to range 2, which that's her heaviest hitting attack. So being able to reach out with that one is a bonus. And then I charged the first one. I thought we were doing good, but I should have moved my Dark Shroud first to bring their armor down to 20, and I'd have been doing a lot better. So we don't do enough damage, and that's where I realize, oh, where's my Dark Shroud? Oh, it's still sitting over there. So I was gonna Caustic Miss, but the way the wording is entering or ending its activation. Because I was just like, well, you know what? They're not going to survive next turn they're sitting in a pile of acid. But if they just walk away, they'll be good. So we went all or nothing and started buying more spear attacks, which the Undermeyer has poison on his spear. It's a POW 10. So on a charge, it's 3 dice plus a boost, and then on any other attack, it's 3 dice. And this is where I correct my mistake. I bring in my Dark Shroud.
Yeah, that would have helped, because I think he failed to kill one of them by like a point. So that Dark Shroud would have helped if he brought him in earlier.
Yeah. So here we go. We're like, well, I need to free up my Swamp Whore. So I bring in the Croak Hunter. I'm gonna say this is the first time he's actually done anything. So this was a confidence boost for him. And he attacks the guy there, and we're going over the Dark Shroud and my gang. He has Gang Fighter, so anybody, when he and another friendly warrior model is engaging, then he gets a +2 because he's not part of a unit. So he was able to take that one out. Then he's contemplating throwing his spear. He has dual attack, so he can throw it. I was trying to shoot the guys eating frog legs, but apparently their other dwarves are in the way. So we just said, well, we'll just take out this guy up front here. And we hit him, but your armor is just armor 22 with a POW 10 stick. Just takes a lot. So I'm trying to figure out how to free up the Swamp Horror, and kind of contemplating, and I'm like, well, I'm going to throw this frog. You're going to get a frog to the face, and we're looking at it. I got to repo the Croak Hunter finishing its activation, to repo it back and move it closer to the Witch Doctor. And this is where we kind of go over it. So Sacrificial Strike, I pick a model in range, which is 6 inches. I then remove a friendly model within 1 inch, and then I do a magical unboostable damage roll equal to the sacrificed model's armor, which was a POW 14. We rolled it, we calculated it, and not accounting for Dark Shroud, it wasn't enough. When we calculated for Dark Shroud, it took him down. So, I just went ahead and force-fed you more frogs. There you go.
I was thinking the exact same thing. He's slimy.
That one wasn't cooked, so, just...
Not good. It was not as tasty as the other ones, I tell you.
So then the swamp pork came over here, and the whole point was, I put a little too much into this, but I was trying to free up the trappers to take the cachet. And without the Dark Shroud, it didn't work out the way I was hoping. So here goes Ursula, the swamp whore. She beaks one of them, and goes ahead and eats it. And I got all happy. I made a critical hit with it to find out that it's critical decapitation and only does it to warjacks, and a unit is not a warjack. So my excitement was I was excited, but it didn't do nothing.
But it was a good choice of the model because she took them out of shield wall, so their armor went from 22 to 20, so made it a little bit more easier for you to kill them.
Yeah. Here I started. So she has 3 tentacle attacks that reach out 3 inches. When she hits, she gets to drag them in. So I started hitting them. Was hoping more to kill than to drag. I ended up dragging them back into shield wall. I also dragged the first one into contesting and didn't manage to kill it. So the point was to clear the whole unit out and score me the objective, score me 2 points. That armor 22 was rough for me.
Ossrum's feat is pretty good. He, dwarves are base 17s. They have shield wall, takes them up to 19 and +3 from there. It does give them some staying power. And I think right there, you ended up swinging with another tendril where you probably shouldn't, and drag me back into contest.
Yeah, the initial tendril, I started swinging with the beaks after the tendrils, and I ended up pulling them back into shield wall. And you'd even asked me that, and I was focused on one thing: free up the trappers. I was hoping the unit wouldn't be there at the end, and then I would worry about contesting later or scoring. My focus was all on get them trappers over there and get me that cachet. Here we were going over my charge lane with the wrestler.
Yeah. I spent all this time talking about your angle that you can charge, and both of us forgetting that you have ghost walking. It's like, you know what we're talking about.
So you had asked me if I had Pathfinder to go over a wall, and I'm like, I didn't bring that. And one of Barnabas' spells is Onslaught, which gives Pathfinder to everybody in his battle group. I had initially cast Ghost Walk on the wrestler, but after realizing I can cast Pathfinder, I had asked you if I can move it because nothing has changed since then. If I can go ahead and move it over to Barnabas, and you said, yeah, that's fine. Barnabas here, he's casting Blackest Night and Onslaught, and then we're gonna go ahead and pop feet here, and there we go. We're checking control range. Boop, boop, boop. Take out all 5 models. Give myself 5 focus. I pulled off of the shrine here, and I got to see if I'm cursed. I'm not cursed. And then I go ahead and use the command card Power Swell. We're gonna go with this large stack of focus fury over here, and we're gonna charge this unit. and clear them up because they were tagging the wrestler in where he couldn't charge out. So I need to get them cleared out. Barnabas was not having a. He started off strong. We hit.
He really did.
and then he started. He had too much gumbo. It had to have been too much gumbo because it took almost that entire stack of fury by the end of it to take out that 5-man unit, which is crazy. That bone cleaver is a 2-inch. It's POW 15, and then you gain one for +1 for each corpse on him. Takes it up to 18, and there we go. We're rolling 4s. 4s don't do nothing. Yeah, I don't know what he had going on, but he ends up doing it with enough fury. He ends up doing it, clears that out, lets the wrestler run over here, and I was trying to get in there. I didn't pay attention to your unit in the back. I was like, if I clear out the jack, he can't score it. I score it, but I wasn't even paying attention to contesting models. But I went with it. So I don't think the bunny lasted very long though.
No, he did not. you made that armor 21 look pretty insignificant, to be honest with you. So
because I don't think I got but a 2 fury on him. There goes the claws attacks. They don't do a whole lot. So then we buy a bite, and I believe this was the one I chewed him up on. Because we end up having it. I got confused how. Yeah, there it is. We went ahead and boosted it. I want to make sure we got confused with our math. You said I needed 8s to kill, and I would have swore you said I needed 8 over, and I was dice -6, I believe, and my math was not mathing right then.
Yeah, I was. I think you were dice off. What is this bite? 18.
It's base 17, and I didn't rage it.
So he's dice off 4. So you need 8 to kill because he had 4 bosses left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's. But yeah, our math was not mathing.
So here, Quack and Gweb runs up. I had nothing to do with him at that point. I go ahead and mudfoot the big toilet. You lose Pathfinder, and then you use open terrain as rough terrain, so he slows down. And I went ahead and so Quack, he gets to do 2 spell attacks. He's got. So I'll go ahead and do Venom, which is a 10-inch spray. It's all he's got. He's got two spell attacks, and I went for it. I just gave him corrosion. There it is, and I believe that was. Oh no, we had the posse. They finally woke up, and then they charged that gun bunny. And I don't remember. Does I don't think I took that one out.
No, you didn't. I think you definitely put a little bit of damage on him.
Because I only had 2 posses there. I will say that about the posse's not as good when it's only got 3 instead of previously where it had 5 and snacking. Those extra 2 models really helped in those charges, but 3 8 box models, 8 box health models is not horrible. And they got a 12-inch charge, so can't argue with them really. And then the turtle moves up, and he's gonna shoot the gun bunny with his venom spit. It's a AoE 3 at 12 inches. I went ahead and boosted it. Only get one shot. Might as well go ahead and boost. So, did the damage there. And then Crawtooth, he comes up, stays within 10 inches bubbles of the posse, so that way they don't get knocked down in the future, and then you end up winning on scenario.
Yeah, that last turn, I end up scoring. I think you end up scoring 2 on that one.
I believe I only had 1.
You only scored 1, so you scored 1, and I scored 2 on that last turn.
Yeah.
The 50 millimeter and it was a good game.
Probably, I think hindsight probably should have just kept them moving. Take a couple model losses, but kept everything moving. Turn 2, I think I sat too long. Trappers, they got Quake. Instead of moving them an inch, they should have moved up. Got to the end of that building and thrown a net on your what is it, the weapon masters, and yeah, the forge guard. It would have knocked him down, or possibly knocked him down with Quake. That would have saved me from a unit charging. But hey, in the end, the Croaks got their revenge for the weekend. They killed a couple frogs, or a couple dwarves.
That they did. I finally remember why I took that side of the table. I did not want to give you the water right there at the edge of the deployment, so Barnabas could just sit there and have concealment until you're ready to do something with them. In hindsight, I probably should have been like, forget that water. You can have as much of it as you want. That doggone house. But that was a fun game. It was fun, especially I really enjoyed that table as well.
I love the aesthetics of it. It really fit the Blindwater. The custom objectives for the Blindwater really just kind of fit in with all the terrain. And yeah, that was, all the tables were beautiful. This one was I loved this one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, your dwarves are just exceedingly fast.
Only with Ossrum.
I mean, that's the one that needed it, apparently. So,
well, Tiger, thanks for the game. It was very much enjoyable. It was the only game I got in the whole weekend at Siege, and it was a good one. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely, I highly enjoy playing with you. Even though I'm losing, you make it feel like I got something going on, and not having a bad time. So, I enjoy playing the game with you. There's just an energy about you that, even if I'm not winning, if I'm getting behind, I'm still energized to play it and see it to the very end. So, I greatly enjoy playing it with you.
Me too, and I appreciate Tried and True doing this. They're special on scene Siege Invitational Bat Rap. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of it.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to check out some additional content, including the original video and audio of our battle reports to support the channel, please click our Patreon link in the video description below. If there are any factions, warcasters, or warlocks you would like to see on the channel, please let us know in the comments. And as always, see you on the next Tried and True Battle Report.